Hi everyone. We found this neat plant on clearance, so we had to grab it. It is an Epipremnum, pinnatum, Albo variegata, or better known as an Albo Pothos. Or you should say, much easier said. So we were going to take him out of this self-watering pot today. Take a look at the roots. Check for any pests. Put it in our soil mix and go from there. Now pull the inside pot out. Although pothos do like to be watered fairly regularly, they do like to dry out between waterings.
Oh, no water in it.
They do like to dry out between waterings, and that's important for their roots. So let's take a look at what we got here. A lot of times when you find these on clearance, and often in these self-watering pots, you'll find root rot and things like that from just sitting in wet soil for too long. This doesn't look too bad. So while he breaks some of this apart, we're going to have him do it real gently. I do often use, we can talk about these self-watering pots. You'll find these at a lot of your big box stores, things like that. It's a simple method they use. They use a wick with like this pin that comes up through. The pot, and then you have an outer pot that you put water in, sits down in, and you monitor, you know, how much water's in the pot. Not a bad method depending on what type of plant you have. I don't know if you can see behind us. We have, well, there's a bunch of Hoyas. None of the Hoyas are in self-watering. We have arrowheads. Those are in self-watering pots. To the side, in cabinets, there's a whole bunch of Alacosia that are in self-watering pots. Those tend to like, bring it over so everyone can see what we've got going on here. So you can see we have some nice roots. Just kind of shaking this soil loose because we don't want to lose any of that root ball. You don't have to take any of it apart, just kind of shake out that loose dirt, and we'll just replace it. This dirt, if you guys can see what we're working with here, this feels like, I would say this is a
lot of roots.
Yeah, the roots don't look. Yeah, the roots don't look too bad. This feels like a cocoa peat mix. this mix definitely holds a lot of moisture, which is not bad depending on your plant. Not something I personally would plant a pothos in. At least not with the way I water.
These used to be cuttings.
Right?
And they grew.
Correct. They used to be cuttings.
Huh.
And the cuttings have grown into so that looks pretty good. I don't think you need to, I think you got most of the peat soil out, so we can skip these. It's good. So let's hold up what we have here. So the next part that I feel is important to look at is you want to look at the size of your root ball when assessing what size pot you want to put this in. Now, if you notice here, we have some, you know, like stem, but obviously that has no roots. So you want to focus on just what we've got here that is rooted. And we're gonna give it a good look while we have it out. Some of these are a little dark. If you can tell as we're looking here, you want to take an eye at some of these that are a little darker. The good news is, as I'm gently tugging on some of these, you kind of want to pull, not too much, but enough that you give it enough of a tug to see if the root pulls off of the end here. Because sometimes if you do get root rot, like see how that came off, the end of the root will just pull off like that. That you want to get rid of. It's better to pull that stuff off now and not put it in as we transfer pots. The less dead root material, the better. But these, you can tell how these roots look light in color. They're healthy. They look nice.
I like to get them separated.
You don't really have to separate them too much. Now, do you want to bring the one pot over here? So we have a couple clear pots here, for example. So these roots are pretty nice size. So, for example, this is a 4-inch pot. Obviously, this root ball has outgrown this pot. This is, do you want to separate those, please? Thank you. We have a 6-inch. Now,
I might not fit.
This actually has outgrown the 6-inch pot. I was pretty sure, usually any time, I think I have bigger clear pots in my cabinet over there. Please, if you want to take a look. Usually, anytime I find a plant on clearance, it is always in way too big of a pot. Okay, we're gonna end up going a bit of a different route. We are gonna go with pot that has a lot of drainage holes that has a bottom that pulls off. So we can still do easy bottom watering, and this still can drain easily as well. I'm gonna show you guys my mix since it's been a while. It's been a while since summer since I've done a video. So here is the mix I like to use for a lot of my plants. I tend to pre-mix this up ahead of time and keep it in a bin like this. And then I will often add things to the pot, or I guess as I go, depending on the plant. But this is a little bit of cocoa coir, a regular like Miracle Grow potting soil, just a little bit of that. I like a good bit of perlite. We have some leca balls in here, just a little bit of moss. You can see we have orchard bark, and see if you look even closer, you will see fluval. You will also find, what else do I put in here? I throw in worm castings. We put in charcoal. I put in some, yeah, the perlite, and even some of like the slow release, like fertilizer, little pellets. Sometimes if I have little pieces of like rock, gravel, things like that, sometimes that gets thrown in. Anything that helps promote aeration in the soil, I like to do. So we're gonna start with some of this in the bottom of our pot. And we are gonna take him with all of his roots. But like I said, I want to, now see, he's got this one strand that has a big old root here. So I am gonna, I don't want to stop him from rooting.
So we'll use this, or you do it?
No, that's gonna go.
What?
That'll just get scooped up, and we will toss that.
This dirt?
Yeah, that dirt's gonna go. Because it was clearance dirt, and sometimes, I after we finish potting him up, I'm gonna give him a bath just to make sure. I don't see any. I checked him real well. I guess I should mention that I did check this plant really well before we started. What, buddy? Oh, do you want to pop some? So you gotta get it down in. So you want to kind of go for the center of the plant, and then you kind of shake it.
Mm-hmm.
So it works its way down
That needs to like
around the roots.
get the right root.
We can put those in as we go.
Okay.
Because look at all these. Yeah. So
That's what I was trying to do, but I couldn't.
let's just put these in the pot. Here, make sure this one gets in. Okay, you can let him hang out like that.
Try not to jump either all over the place, but it's kind of like a
Yeah.
challenge.
Well, why don't you try this? Give him a shake here. So this is a good way to give it a good shake to work your soil down, and then, well, before you put more in, take a look. So what do you have going on here? I'll show everybody at home too. So what do we still have going on here? Do you see all these roots? They're sticking out. So do you see all these roots here that are sticking out? So what are you gonna do?
Bury them.
Right. So go ahead. Why don't you work this stem? Gotta sit this guy down because he's way too high up to bury.
So like bobby pins.
Actually, no, you don't need any bobby pins. You just need to adjust them so that he's close enough to.
Get a smidge more. Like this one over here. Just gonna get some like that.
Do you think? Now look at what you have all here. Look at how this looks. Do any of these need like maybe worked around some to make it look in the pot a little nicer? Here, if I hold it up, do you see? I'll show you in the camera. Do you see those roots hanging out? So maybe you want to sit those in.
Alright, put it down. Need to keep this one aside.
Okay, now let's get the soil out of the way.
Yeah, we have to put that in somehow. Push it out through. We might need one bottom pin.
Let me get you one. Pretty sure I have some in my plant bag over here. Just make sure you keep it loose enough on the. There's some more. You need them. There's some more if you need them.
No, here's one little root here. Let me
these ones. Look at this one. He wants to come around here into the pot. And how about this guy? Can you bring him up and tuck him in the edge? Like I said, we're gonna give him a little tap. Make sure everything looks good. His leaves.
Statue leaves won't.
It's okay. He'll turn towards the sun. But we're gonna, you know, he's got really pretty color in his leaves. He's got new leaves coming out. But we're gonna.
That guy comes up straight.
Yeah, he will. It'll adjust.
Yeah, it's just like a falling
But
tree.
we're gonna let him. We're gonna give him a little bath, and we will.
I'll help him get untangled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will get him in a window for some sunlight, and I think he'll be a pretty happy plant. Thanks, everybody.